Although dogs barking at the door is fairly common, it's something which can cause agitation for the dog and the rest of the household. AnimalWised explains what you can do to resolve this issue. Why does my dog bark at the door? Before explaining how to stop your dog from barking when there's a knock on the door, you'll need to understand how classical conditioning functions in dogs. Understanding this type of associative learning will help you effectively solve problem barking. You can find more background with our video linked above on why dogs bark. A doorbell or knock is initially a neutral stimulus which doesn't cause any reaction in the dog. When the doorbell rings, the dog sees that people appear and the dog barks to alert us. After they learn this process, the doorbell becomes a conditioned stimulus and the dog gives a conditioned response as they now associate the door sound with the arrival of people. To stop your dog barking at the door, you'll need to treat their reaction to this stimulus through a counter-conditioning process. We will now explain in more detail how this process should be carried out. Ask another person for help. Ask a friend or family member to stand at your door and ring or knock when you ask them to. You can use the phone to coordinate. You should not open the door or let them in with the goal of making this a neutral stimulus for the dog once again. For this reason, the sound of the doorbell should not be a prelude of the arrival of any person, but a mere sound of the environment. Ignore them when they bark. When the dog barks, you should ignore them completely, even if it is somewhat annoying to you. Repeat the process. Repeat this process as many times as necessary until the dog doesn't bark anymore. At this point, give them positive reinforcement in the form of encouraging words and a treat. It is important you are very quick so the dog doesn't get distracted and they can associate the reinforcement with not barking at the door knocking or bell ringing. If you like AnimalWised, remember that you can help us grow our channel with a super thanks. Be patient. It may be that the dog needs between 10 and 30 repetitions before correctly understanding and associating what is happening. You must be patient and ensure you are speedy with your reinforcement. Repeat this process daily and record your information in a notebook to see if progress is being made in the form of reducing barking at the door. Once the dog stops barking 100% of the time, we can then bring visitors in through the door and keep gauging their reaction. We can then alternate real visits with false knocking until the dog knows to no longer bark at the door. While some dogs will adapt more quickly than others, the process is straightforward in terms of action. We simply have to be persistent and consistent. If you want to continue learning about dog behaviour, don't miss the playlist we share here. Does your dog keep knocking at the door? Leave a comment to let us know your experience with this problem, and we'll see you next time for more helpful animal videos.